Welcome everybody to today's lesson. Welcome to the Bitcoin Crypto Mastermind, bringing a special expert to you today. The man, the myth, the legend, Amith, that's his name. He spends half his time in the US, half his time in India. He is partners with Brock Pierce on a very interesting website we'll talk about in a second that's pulling info and data from all over the internet on Bitcoin. He's been in the game since 2013. So, he's going to teach a very interesting, simple but fundamental, but advanced at the same time. So let's talk about this. Wallets. And I'm gonna let you go.
So today I want to talk to you about wallets, and I'm going to give you a lesson about how to store your Bitcoin in a paper wallet, also referred to as cold storage, offline, cold wallet, not connected to the internet. Very, very safe. But it depends on how you created it and how you store it, right? The last thing you want is to put $1 million of Bitcoin away and then coffee spills on the wallet and you're fucked.
Yeah, you can swear all you want.
Sorry. So
this isn't PG.
Okay, let's talk about wallets. So there's Coinbase, which I'm sure everybody's heard of. There is Zappo, there's Celery, there's Green Address, there's Mycelium, there's Bread Wallet, Copay, BitPay. Tons of wallets are out there, right? Uno Coin Dash Wallet is some throwaway wallet I use all the time because it's open source and it works. So, key distinction with wallets. If you have a wallet, you either control your private key or you do not control your private key. So with Coinbase, you do not control your private key, meaning the government can take away your Bitcoins if they wanted to. They could go after Coinbase and Coinbase would be forced to give it to them. Coinbase could take away your Bitcoin. Coinbase could delay your withdrawals. Coinbase could stop you from selling Bitcoins when the price is going up, which a lot of people have complained it's happened, right? I'm not saying Coinbase is bad because I use them all the time. It's great. Sell Coinbase, 2 days later, money is in Wells Fargo, and you need that. But if you are holding significant amount of Bitcoin, you should have the responsibility of taking care of your Bitcoin and holding it yourself, because that's why Bitcoin's here. So we don't need third parties, we don't need governments, we don't need authority. We can control our own stuff, right? So with the wallet, it's actually not that difficult. There's two things. There's a public key.
I'm gonna write this out. I'll be your.
There's a public key.
Yep.
And then there's a private key. So public key is shorter, private key is longer.
Can you guys see this in the camera okay? Yeah. Okay. Public key
is shorter. It's like the sequence, it's a sequence of letters, numbers, lowercase, uppercase.
Yep.
And sometimes they're expressed as QR codes because it's easier to scan the key and send Bitcoin to that address, right? Now, when you create a paper wallet, you're creating a public and a private key. If you ever expose that private key to anybody else, or if you import it into another wallet, it's done. Like the paper wallet I'm going to show you how to create is a one-time use thing if you really want to be safe. So the longer key, is the private.
Yep.
Do not ever expose that to anybody, show it to anybody, or lose it. Because if you lose that, you've lost your Bitcoin. That's the only way you can ever send from that wallet address. Otherwise, it'll be frozen forever.
How much money do you think is frozen theoretically in crypto?
A lot.
Like somebody said, like 5% of all Bitcoin might be locked up.
I would say 10%.
Really?
If not more.
Sheesh.
Because you have to think, when Bitcoin first started, like lots of guys didn't know what it would be, right?
Yeah.
So they switched computers, they didn't take care of their private key. I'm sure there's lots of horror stories of people who have lost their keys, which is sad, but it's good for everyone else because it's less Bitcoin in the market, right? Because there's only ever going to be 21 million Bitcoins. So what, the world has 7 point something billion people? Only 21 million people can actually say they own one Bitcoin. Right. So when the media says, oh my God, it's a bubble, it's a tulip, blah, 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 it's not a fucking tulip. Bitcoin will be $1 million by 2023, if not 2024.
You think that's your prediction?
100%.
Okay.
100%. I was wrong about this one. I said it would be 13,800 by Feb 2018. I follow this guy, Cliff High, who's really smart. But it happened in November.
You were early, man.
I was
You were
early. So I upped my $1 million to 2023 end or 2024 first 3 months.
Awesome. Is this being shared? Can people see this? Okay.
So the paper wallet website I use to generate the private and the public key is called bitaddress.org. It's open source. It's been around for a very long time. And it's never failed anybody, right? So one of the first things you do is don't type it in Google. Type it directly in the address bar, bitaddress.org, B for boy, I for India, T for Thomas, A for Apple, D for dog, R for Roger, E for Echo, S for Sam, .org. Octopus, Roger, George. Don't click on a link from an email or click on a Google ad. Just type it in yourself. When you get to the website, make sure in the top left of the address bar, there's a green padlock. It says secure. Make sure it's all green. Make sure you see HTTPS. When you get there, it's going to ask you to start moving your mouse randomly, which when you do this, you're creating entropy, which is chaos, which is going to generate a more random Bitcoin address number. I mean, I don't do it all the time, but I'm sure it works to some extent, right? So you do it, you do it, you do it.
So
86.
each pixel represents a some kind of a part of the key.
Yeah, you can roll dice and create these too, but the math is very difficult, and I was never good at math. So when you're done with it, the ticker is going to go 89, 90, 95%, 100%, and it's going to show you your public key and your private key. One is going to say share, one is going to say secret.
And you'll see there the shared one is much shorter, about half the size of the secret one.
You got it. So in the share one, this is the key that you give to people if they want to send you money. You can give them this QR code, you can email them this key, it doesn't matter. Everybody has access to this key. The entire world can see this key because it's on the blockchain. So if any money gets sent to that key, 100%, it's not a secret, right? Everybody knows the Bitcoin that went to that key. What is the secret is the private key. With this private key, whoever has access to the private key can use the Bitcoin. Send it to another wallet, sign a transaction and say they own this wallet, import the wallet into Coinbase. Well, you can't import it to Coinbase anymore. Import the wallet into Electrum.
So how are you sharing, just practical for a beginner, this Bitcoin address share? How would you send that? If your buddy says, dude, I'm going to sell you a car, you give me 1 Bitcoin.
WhatsApp. So usually like WhatsApp or Telegram or...
So are you taking a picture of it and sending it to him?
I'll copy and paste this.
Right. So just so you guys know, he's sending the numbers underneath, not necessarily the QR code.
You got it.
Right.
Okay, so a couple of things. When you have this, it's good. Take a pen and a piece of paper and write it down. It's a bitch because they're very long and they're uppercase, lowercase, but write it down. Have someone check you wrote it down correctly. Well, actually, don't if you don't trust the person.
What about this? Just a thing. Print this screen off and take scissors and cut out the private key.
You could totally do that, but if you're printing, the people say that the printer's connected to the Wi-Fi, then somebody can go to your printer.
So if you have a non-Wi-Fi printer, you can plug it in USB. You're probably safe, theoretically.
Yeah, and if we want to take a step back, what I do is I have a computer where I took out the Wi-Fi card, and I will load this website address offline and create wallet keys.
So you have basically a laptop that doesn't go online.
Yes.
So it's almost like a storage unit.
Yes.
Do you store it in a safe?
The laptop?
Yeah.
Well, I use it to send transactions, so I don't. But the ones where I don't, where it's like for long-term savings or whatever, then I don't put it on a laptop. I'll put it on a Trezor and put it in a bank or something. Different
so
place.
you'll use it. So you can basically plug this into this piece of equipment. You use which one?
It's like a cheap Chromebook.
Yep. Yeah. No, but you were saying that you put it in the bank.
Trezor.
Yeah, use a Trezor.
Hardware wallet.
You can take a hardware wallet, you put a safety deposit box. You okay with the security of that and not being taken by the government theoretically going into safety deposit boxes?
I mean, I consider that like my fail-safe, fail-safe, fail-safe.
Right.
I have the private keys hidden in places that nobody would know.
Yeah.
You know, because you can do funny things with it.
Yeah.
You can, put it in a painting in your house. Nobody's gonna know if it's
Right.
hidden properly.
Right. You can get a tattoo of it on your inner organs, and then you have to cut yourself open when you need it. But
Yeah.
that might not be good because if someone finds that out, they may cut you open themselves.
Yeah, just don't tell anybody it's tattooed.
The tattoo artist will know.
You don't want to do that.
So this is very simple. You prefer just this as a way.
This is how I learned. This is
Okay.
how I learned, and this is how I teach people in India how to hold it. It gives them the responsibility. This is how I give my friends Bitcoin.
Yes.
And like this last 3 weeks, people have emailed me like, "Oh, I lost the private key. They got like $1,000 in there." Well, you just got screwed. Do not lose that private key.
So let's say let's walk through a case study. So you have a friend who wants to send you money. Okay. What you will create this and then do what?
So then I would say,
Cut and paste the shorter one.
yeah, the shorter one.
Do not send the longer one.
Do not send the longer one. The shorter one, I would either copy the string of characters and give it to them in email or WhatsApp or Telegram. Or if I was on my desktop, I would give them that QR code.
Now, they send it to you. What happens? Walk people through, because we have a lot of brand new beginners. What's the process that happens next? He goes on, he sends you 1 Bitcoin, 15, 20 grand. What happens next? What do you do next? Because this
Okay.
is a single-use wallet. You're just using it? Mm-hmm. Okay.
Well, single use, I mean, you can use them forever.
Yeah.
When I say single use, I mean that if you wanted to send money from this, you have to import this key into another wallet.
Mm-hmm.
And when you do that, usually what happens is they just throw this away and then they put it into a
Yes.
new one.
Yes.
Right? And realistically, every transaction you do should be a different wallet address.
Yes.
These things are in the multi-trillions. Like you should have a wallet for if you want to pay for coffee, a different wallet, this, a different wallet. And they do that. Like some wallets create different public keys every single time.
Yes.
So you don't expose your private key.
Yes.
But this is the most basic way. And if you learn the relationship between the public and the private key, kind of like sending money to exchange or investing in an ICO or understanding, why Coinbase isn't working a certain way, it'll make sense to you this way.
So you basically can just try it. So you get somebody, send it to you. What do you do next?
So let's say, first thing is when the address is created, just make sure it's legit, right? So you go to any block explorer. Doesn't matter. Just type Google Blockchain Explorer Bitcoin. I mean, Blocktrail is one, blockchain.info is one.
Just put one. Which one do you like? Which one?
I always use blockchain.info.
Okay.
And blockchain.info, okay, a block explorer basically is, it's an explorer, and it lets you see every single Bitcoin that exists and where they exist. And it lets you see every public address on the Bitcoin network. It lets you see how much money is sent back and forth every 10 minutes. It lets you see who is mining the Bitcoin. It lets you see the number of it's basically, it's Bitcoin's general.
Open. It's
Everything.
an open ledger.
Everything. You can see the transactions. You can see, you can't see, it's pseudo-anonymous, but you can see money going back and forth, right? So you go to blockchain.info, and on the very first page, you see a search bar, and it says address, IP, or SHA hash. For us, it's address. So you just copy and paste the shorter one, and then put it in the search bar and hit search.
And you should never be copy and paste the longer one.
Never.
Sending anywhere.
Never.
Yeah.
Then you are here at Bitcoin address and it says 0 BTC. Fine, it's a legitimate address. Good. So now
What would it look like? Have you ever seen it illegitimate?
I've never actually seen it illegitimate.
But you just like to double check.
I like to double check.
Yeah.
I actually like to be able to double check with a small amount first.
Yeah,
Even in the beginning, I like to have someone send a small amount. First time, use the address, right? But if it's received money before, then you can just take as much as you want. Doesn't matter. So it's 0, right? Mm-hmm. And everybody has access to this. This is where you go when your friend says, hey, I sent the Bitcoin. You want to check. Go here and check. Or,
Blockchain.info. And
Yeah.
you just put in your public wallet and you'll see if the money's received.
you got it.
If there's zero in there, they're lying to you.
Exactly.
You're not going to get an email like PayPal that says, you've got money if you're using this.
You got it. And you're not going to get an email like Coinbase sends you an email, right?
Yeah, that's an exchange. That's slightly different. So you're mostly using this to have individual people send you some Bitcoin to get started using it.
Let's see how fast your
Okay.
people are. Let's send a little Bitcoin.
Okay.
We'll expose his private key. It's going to be
Okay.
stolen.
Let's do it.
Let's see what happens. I bet you it'll be stolen within 2 minutes.
How long it takes to steal?
I mean, the second you put up a private key and you send
Yeah.
Bitcoin, someone's going to nab it. Let's see who nabs it. Whoever steals his Bitcoin, you can tweet, what's your Twitter handle?
At Ty Lopez.
And then tell him you're the guy who took it. Or girl who
You're
took
not
it.
going to send a whole Bitcoin, right?
Of course not. Of course not. Let's just send a little bit of Bitcoin.
All right. So can we see what? Oh, you're gonna. We won't show.
Well, maybe there's something I can show once I get past my balance.
Okay. So he's in here. He's in. We're gonna hide this. No one could see. So you're gonna send a little Bitcoin. So he's going to Bitcoin. Sorry, to Coinbase, where you keep a little money on Coinbase. You're not continually pulling it off.
I'm going to send $5.
Okay.
So $5 is going to 10x. It's going to be 50. That's going to 10x. So it's almost going to be like $5,000 in the future. Okay. So whoever gets his Bitcoin, tweet at him and tell him you got it. No problem. Okay. Ready?
Yep.
So using the Coinbase app, I put the amount of Bitcoin or the amount I want.
Send $5.
Yep. And then
Now he's gonna grab.
I scan the QR code
This
of
is
the
where the QR code comes in,
public address.
not the private. No.
Okay, and then I got it, 1HF, Y9QT, notes, Ty Lopez,
Giveaway. Congrats. I
PK,
should start doing this on the live call. Just
Test.
like giving people some stuff.
done.
He's got. I didn't look, but he's got a pin on his Coinbase. Always add that. So that if your phone is dropped somewhere, you're at a Laker game, your Coinbase, and your phone hasn't shut yet, you want it to instantly. On all my apps, if I can, I set a separate password. So this stuff is. Remember, you're kind of like a bank now. You know, you're like Fort Knox. So put a little security in place, some simple stuff. All right. So did you send? We're grabbing this, the whole screen?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sweet. All right. So he's going to refresh. And let's see how quick let's see if it's there. Not yet.
So this is something you gotta know with Coinbase. Because you don't control your private key, you're at their mercy if they want to send the money or not. So what they're probably doing is like batch transaction. They're waiting for a bunch of people. They're going to put it in one transaction so they save money, which is fine. But if you did this on your Electrum wallet, the money would have been there already.
Yes. Let's see if it's there yet. Damn you, Coinbase.
Well,
You're
then,
holding my $5.
with all this Bitcoin Cash shit that's going on today,
Yeah, they're probably. That's okay. We'll pull it up. By the time they can see this, this is on a screen share. So by the time you watch this lesson,
and it wasn't $5, it was actually $28.75. I don't know how that happened. So someone's gonna get rich in a decade.
in a decade, that could be potentially $0 or $28,000. Who knows? Hopefully, it won't be zero.
Hopefully, it won't be zero.
So this is awesome. So this is a simple lesson, and some of you can go to that Bitcoin address you see on the screen, cut and paste it, see if you can identify it. So your homework is, grab what he did, go to blockchain.info, leave a comment below, just simple, yes or no, were you able to find it? It might be empty because it's been robbed.
Well, it depends on when you publish this.
Yes.
If it's after 3 hours, it won't be empty.
Yeah. So that's your homework. Leave a comment below. We're going to shoot one other quick one. Thank you, my man. That's awesome. Very simple stuff, but very important.